Hey folks, Guns Gear on Target training out here in Oregon. Before we get started, if you enjoy our content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We certainly appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about the M&P Compact. This is a relatively recent sort of upgrade that they've made to their M&P line. And specifically, it is set up right out of the box to be able to add any kind of red dot optic to it that you want. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because many people these days want to be able to leverage a red dot and the technology there to shoot faster and more accurately. Now, I'm not going to go into the pros and cons of red dots. That's up for you to do. We've talked about it before. But I did want to review this pistol. A few days ago, we put about 400 plus rounds through the gun. I think we had 21 magazines loaded for it. Some of those were the M&P magazines that hold 23 rounds. Some of them were 17-round magazines, and then we had 3 15-round magazines. Anyway, it was a bunch of magazines, which we also reloaded some of them, so we went to the range with 21 mags loaded and proceeded to shoot the pistol and break it in. 0 malfunctions, with the exception of one that was a range-scround reload that I picked up off the deck when I was shooting, and I was like, yeah, let's shoot this. I think we had 6 other rounds that I found after this IDPA event, and because of that, there was just this random ammunition. Other than that round that already had an indentation in the primer, meaning someone had tried to shoot it, it did not ignite the primer or the powder. So I tried to shoot it again, it didn't, and I just cleared it out of the pistol. But that was the only one out of 400 plus rounds that we shot pretty much back to back in a lot of shooting in a short period of time, and we got great results. Pistol has combat effective accuracy, able to get hits in steel out to 25 yards, all of the rest of it. So what do I like about this pistol? Well, the pistol itself comes with 4 backstraps. Because of my smaller hands, I prefer the small backstrap, and that allows me to get a very high tang grip in the pistol. And because the M&P has a low bore axis, it keeps the recoil, at least for me, and many other people will attest to this, it keeps that recoil and that the action of the slide lower, which means it's easier to mitigate recoil. Not that there's a lot with a 9mm, but it does help to have that. The other upgrade, of course, is they started putting the new trigger and trigger shoe, and man, I'm telling you, they learned, because they were losing, or they were helping Apex build their business by, in their original triggers that Smith Wesson made, that weren't that great, although the 2.0, even with the hinge on it that some people don't like, which is more of a curved hinge, that was much, much better, but this is outstanding. I mean, it's really, you know, take-ups here, and then there's a distinct wall, and then a nice clean break. The pistol weighs 25.8 ounces, 4-inch barrel, overall length is about 5 inches, and if you're looking for a double-stack magazine with a full size, or in this case, a quote compact size magazine, it's essentially, you think of a Glock 19, the ubiquitous Glock 19, same size pistol. One of the advantages here is the pistol comes with nice iron sights. So right out of the box, you don't have to swap anything, and because these are suppressor height sights, you can get you can use the sights with the red dot, and that to me is great. Now, a lot of pistols don't do that. They don't set up the pistol with the sights all ready to go. Now, these are 3-dot sights. I kind of colored in the back because I prefer just to look at the white in the front. You don't have to do that, but I typically do that with most of my M&P pistols. We also have serrations in the front and in the rear. We have the very comfortable textured grip. Smith started doing this a number of years ago, and it's the perfect amount of texturing for my hands, when my hands get a little sweaty or whatever. I'm still able to get a really good, comfortable grip on the gun that I do appreciate. This next section here is from the range. So we are going to show you a bunch of different angles of shooting the pistol, as well as some of our reactions to it. You'll see some smiles on my face. We're going to share some step back drills where you can see, good combat effective accuracy. I try to show you what an average guy, me, how they perform with this pistol. So I think if you try this, and I'm surprised more people don't give Smith & Wesson a try because it has some of the best ergonomics out of the box, great warranty, made in the United States, very, very shootable, a great grip angle, all of the things that make it what it is. All right, folks, we've got the M&P 2.0. This is the compact. I've not fired this yet. You'll note here we've got the latest version of the Smith & Wesson trigger. This pistol is set up to run a red dot optic. It has iron sights that will co-witness with that, allowing you right out of the box to use a red dot without having to mess with sights. So we're just going to start, and we're going to fire a few rounds. We'll see how we do. Now we're going to shoot some of my 147 grain powder puff reloads. I'm printing a little bit to the left, which I don't think is a sight issue. I think it's more of a proper technique standpoint. So an observation, I have been shooting blocks a lot the last year, and going back now to this different trigger, I'm not really dialed in yet. And this is why, folks, when you get a new pistol, you got to really make sure you understand the way the trigger operates. I love Smith & Wesson products. Again, this is producing no stoppages. I'm shooting a bunch of different types of ammo. We've had no stoppages whatsoever. I am going to try a polymer magazine that's, questionable, I would say, in terms of its reliability. But I'm shooting Smith & Wesson mags, both the 17-round mags and the 15-round mags that came with the gun, and we're getting reasonable results. Start with some step back drills. So I'm going to start at 3 yards, 5, 7, 10, 15, 25. We'll see how we do. I'm just doing some simple step back drills, so we might go out to 15. So we'll shoot 3, 5, 7, 10, and then 15. We'll start with 3 shots to the center here. I'm just aiming right here. Nice and smooth and slow, no time limit. See how we do. Okay, now at 5. Okay, 5, now 7. Okay. So now 3 and 5, we've got that going on. Is it as tight as I'd like? No, but Smith & Wesson, man, you have to love it. Good stuff. Yeah, I like to be honest about my poor shooting and poor technique. So I was pressing the shot and rushing through it rather than going smooth and slow. And I was focused on the target, not my front sight. And that's the errant shot that we got. So this, to me, like you need to be able to self-diagnose. And hey, I miss faster and better than anyone else that I know. So miss there. Everything else right now is in. So I'm going to go back out to 15. And we'll see if I can get a little more deliberate here and try to keep them in there. I'm wandering left a little bit, which is common for me with polymer frame pistols. I don't have enough torque on my left hand to be able to really lean in because of my handicap. But again, these are combat effective hits in the upper chest. But I want to see if I can maybe do a teeny bit better. Right to the left. So once again, guys, I mean, okay, I knew that as soon as I did it. And that's on me. But everything else is in there. Now, could I do better? 100%. If I started shooting this pistol every single week and didn't, literally this is the first time I'm shooting this pistol, new pistol, but combat effective accuracy, but I need to practice with this trigger, which is very different from the Glocks that I've been shooting. So, can we get better accuracy? For sure. All right, I've got 7 or 8 rounds that I've just found. There's just an IDPA batch shot here earlier today. So some of these are reloads, clearly competition stuff. Some of it is just, doesn't look the best ever. Some of it looks like it's already been hit by a primer. The primer's been struck, but it didn't ignite. So one test of a combat pistol is, can it kind of shoot anything? So again, I don't know about this one right here. This particular round clearly has been struck. We'll see if it shoots. It probably won't. So if you see the remedial action, me fixing it, you'll know why. Yep, didn't work. Aside from the one that had a light primer strike, they all fired. So that's a good indication about this pistol and how it works. I like it. Okay, folks. So again, these are a couple rounds I just found on the deck. They may have been out here for a while. We'll see if they cycle. I know some people have a real hard time with this. They're like, oh my gosh, but that round isn't perfectly clean and you're inside of your barrel. I'm like, whatever, it's a pistol, it's a tool. So it should work. So I've got one factory round in there right now, and then I'm going to insert these 2 rounds that I literally just found on the ground right here, and we'll see if the Smith & Wesson operates. Hey folks, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you like our content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We really would appreciate anything you can do to promote the channel. So if you're willing to share with friends and family, we definitely appreciate it. All right, folks, that's all we got for today. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. Stay safe. Okay, and now we're going to use the
magazine, this polymer aftermarket, who knows what it will look like.